So that's that silver. Now we try. It's time to go into shade mode. As we bring our shadow Pokemon out to the field of combat. And it still shows on screen that it's good old me. Greeting interwebs, it's Jackie K. Welcome for Season 4. It feels like it's been forever, and yet it feels like we should be so many more seasons ahead at the same time. As you can tell from the graphic, I got a new team. I actually was playing around with it a bit in Season 3, and I was doing super well with it. To the point of, like, if I had a couple more days at that rate, I could have probably jumped up to rank 9. Though, I'll admit, I did one set off screen. And the game was, there kind of humbled me when I accidentally brought the team instead of my core. But now that we're being serious with it, let's just see what we can do with good old rank 2. But it's only the first day that Season 4 has been out. So a lot of the hard hitters are still down in this rank, at least by my standards. Ah, yes, Umbreon, the perfect victim of Shadow Gardevoir. You know what? I think a big part of my team's like the chemistry that the Shadow Pokemon and Umbreon have together. Like, Umbreon essentially is the glue that holds these glass powerhouses together. So the downside about this matchup is I do have to use one shield because foul play will wreck me. And I go into Scumfist. But they did give me the switch advantage, so that's pretty good. And I am kind of weak to rocks, but I hate to lose both my shields so early on. So yeah, that's why I prefer to have a shield for the rocks here, but I don't think Umbreon would have been much better. I will admit, like, Ground Steel is a type that walls me a little bit more than I tend to give it credit for. But at least now we got the shield situation evened out. A little risky, but I definitely don't mind using my last shield here if it allows me to get either my last shield from my opponent or a solid hit off on this thing. It would be nice to go for an energy ball, but I honestly don't know if I have enough health to actually do it. So yeah, we wore down the Scumfist a bit at the very least, and got both shields, and we're gonna get one last hit before going down. I say Obama Snow did his job fairly well. Definitely didn't really seem like it would work out that way. But yeah, I mean, sure, like, one fast move would have been nice to actually, like, have the lead advantage, or not swap in just for them to swap in. Yeah, I will go into Gardevoir because this is probably the scariest thing for it. And I can either charm away. Yeah, they're both dark types, so I don't really got anything to fear. I don't even want to use Shadow Ball right now because honestly, like, neither Pokemon are really gonna hurt from it. You know what? I'll just use Shadow Ball now to just get a little bit of chunk damage. They got no shield, so like, I'd just be wasting the energy if I didn't go for this charge move. And one Shadow Ball probably did a little bit more than one charm. Indeed it does. And that solidifies the victory. That's typically how this team goes. Like, if they lead with either Umbreon's a good lead for me to get. There's one even... pretty much any fighting type gives me a huge advantage. Any fighting lead, I should say, gives me a huge advantage of this team. I'm sure there's others that are just blinking out on, and as we fight more and more opponents, I get the feeling we'll get to see the other leads that this team does well against in action. Oh, yes, Altaria! That's the big one, like, because it's got Dragon Breath, which I just resist, and they don't even want to play around. Which is great when they just swap into their Azumarill, because I can just go on Obama Snow and eat hits for days. I'm not going to use my first shield, because even for the player, if I can take it, I don't like to take it. This is always tricky because I'm not sure where to go for Water Ball as a bait or just go for the Energy Ball here. It just all depends on their playstyle, honestly. But now I kind of feel like I gotta go for the second Energy Ball. And I also got a shield. But hey, I mean, they used their shields first, so it should work out in my favor. Alright, got this. Hopefully they don't shield. I mean, I can work with if they don't double shield, but I would prefer if they didn't. Now, the question is it worth using both my shields to... good thing I don't even need to explore that option. This should take care of the zoomer roll, especially with all the whittling down I did. So cool. They probably get one hit off on me. Barely enough to have energy to work around with. And it's Cresselia. Fantastic. I was kind of wondering, like, what do I bring against Cresselia? But when it's the Great League, like, Umbreon's definitely the option. Ultra League Cresselia's a little more... I know this is a little more iffy on me, just because I never really have a solid counter for it, but I'm such a big fan of Umbreon, and it's like in so many of my cores, that Cresselia doesn't scare me in the good old Great League. Alright, so battle number 3. I'm feeling pretty good. I get the feeling that it's gonna end the same way the last two have. Again, the league could make a big difference here. So, which cast? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try going into Umbreon and seeing what they swap to in return. Because the ideal thing would to have Abomasnow against it. But if I do that, then they're definitely gonna swap away. And if I'm gonna... I'd rather just sack off my Gardevoir than have Abomasnow not be able to take advantage of the Switch Cast, or like just become fodder for one of his other Pokemon. So I'm playing it like this and just seeing how it goes. I probably should pay more attention to the energy that he stores up, because Blizzard would be shieldable, but Umbreon also does take it well enough that like I can risk taking one of them. I much rather like accidentally take a Blizzard to the face than waste my shield on a Mud Bomb, as you can tell from the damage that I'm taking either way. I'm impressed that like my Umbreon... I'm impressed my opponent hasn't swapped. I can still take a Blizzard. I don't want to, but I can. And indeed, it's just another Mud Bomb. So they just waited out that whole timer. So I'm not quite sure what they were thinking, but I apparently made the right play going into... Oof. Now, I just remembered how bad my team is against fire types. Well, they don't know what my last Pokemon is, so I'm gonna go into Gardevoir. Maybe bait him to swap away. Actually, Charm is... despite being resisted, Charm is just putting in the work. This may not be as bad of a matchup as I thought. Ugh. No, it's okay. I could not risk taking the Blast Burn, and I have enough shields. He's low enough in health. I think it is worth risking the Blast Burn this time. And it works in my favor. So we're even on shields, but that Charizard was a major threat, so I'm happy to get rid of it right away. I was almost able to get that Shadow Ball off. And you know what? I'm going to just save Umbreon for a little bit later. Abomasnow's not going to do anything else, so maybe I can at least get rid of the last shield so Umbreon can come in here and clean up as needed. God, I can't believe I already forgot how much health my Umbreon has. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Actually, like, maybe I'll just play it safe and shield this, because I used up their last shield, and Water Ball will definitely take out this lone Raichu, so... especially after a Wild Charge. So... I think you can see just why I feel this team is so... maybe busted is too strong a word, but this has definitely been well worth the Stardust. Fun fact about the team is, like, it originally started as like being in a old Shadow Pokemon team, because I still have yet to explore it on the Pokemon AR Instagram channel I run, but I'm working on a little bit of a backstory of just like, for those of you who don't know the lore of Gold K Purify, that account I have is actually quote-unquote run by a character I have called, well, Gold K Purify. And his whole gimmick is that he purifies Shadow Pokemon. And I figured I would work on an alternative character who actually uses Shadow Pokemon, as the game has made them more and more viable. So they kind of play off each other like rivals, so that's the whole reason my female avatars are just the way they are. And I specifically try to use that avatar whenever I either use a Shadow Pokemon in a raid, or my team is mostly consistent of said Shadow Pokemon. I hate to like have the Zoom Roll get so much energy farmed off me, but like Charm was just making so much work. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna just shield and go for Weather Ball afterwards, because depending on what the last Pokemon is, Obama Snow could do some work. And I got this gut feeling that they wouldn't want to waste their last shield on a Zoom Roll that's about ready to go down anyways. But if they do, this would be worth it. Ugh. Not the worst I've played. And of course their last Pokemon is an Obama Snow. I mean, at least they have Umbreon in the back. The Zoom Roll just wasted its energy, so Umbreon can finish it off. I don't really have to be afraid of sending my Umbreon against it. I guess it depends on how much I actually take from this Obama Snow, actually. It's a little bit of a gamble. You know what? I'm gonna go for it, because I think I can get to my Water Ball before going down. And if I do, frick. Thankfully, I could take one more Powder Snow from my opponent than I thought I could. Because I thought I'd be going right into that charge move, not doing a fast move. Yeah, this definitely makes it so I am in very, very safe range to finish off the last two Pokemon. Even if I gotta take a Weather Ball in the process. Because that Zoom Roll used up their energy, so they are not getting a play rough off on me. And actually, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go for my foul play. Just so they don't get any moves off on me before I can attack. Oops. Well, I think what happened there is my opponent quit just as I was doing the attack, so that's why I kind of just looked like they weren't going to go down for a second there. Alright. I think we're in battle 4 of the 5. All I know is that we have yet to lose. And those are very famous last words one says before they lose. Anyways, I hope you like this team, because I get the feeling that you'll all be seeing it quite a bit. Now, I'm going to go right into Obama Snow this time, just to see what happens. Like, there's no... I'm surprised they haven't swapped already. I mean, actually, I just remember Rock Slide's this thing, so maybe they don't feel scared off, because they know they can get that super effective damage off. But especially because they let me get that Weather Ball off, and they're still letting me get Weather Balls off, I think I am going to shield the next attack they do and just see how it goes. I mean, it could be an Earthquake, but why would they go for Earthquake when Rock Slide is more damage and better energy? Wow. I don't know who's more of the fool in this situation, me or my opponent. Because, I mean, I kind of feel like the Donkey and Tom and Jerry. Frickin' shielding when in my back of my mind, I saw the Earthquake coming. But my opponent did an Earthquake against a Grass type. So, who's the bigger fool? The world may never know. All I know is that I'm surprisingly making real quick work out of this Cresselia. I mean, it's a little shame because Umbreon definitely be more suitable for this situation, but, I mean, you know what? I mean, I'm gonna shield because you know what? Gardevoir is not gonna be doing too much now that I know they still have the Skunk Fist in the back. Let me see if I can take it out. Worst case scenario, I just have Umbreon to wall whatever the last Pokemon is. But I'm kind of curious to see how far I can go with Obama Snow. I still gotta get one more shield out from my opponent, so this could be bad for that situation, but I'm kind of wondering what they're doing. Like, it seems like shielding right now is the most ideal time to shield. But I think even Gardevoir could take down the Skunfist at this range. Well, let's try that. Yeah, 1 charm, 2 charm. It just depends on if I can get it down before it gets to a charge move. And also my opponent has no shield, so yeah, I may be resistant, but you know what? If I can survive 1 hit and get to a Shadow Ball, I got this in the bag. I mean, I do have Umbreon in the back still, but it would be weak to that X-Scissor as well. Then again, like Gardevoir kind of did a lot of work, and Umbreon's pretty bulky, so I think we're good. We don't really have any shields to play around with, so we'll just see how it pans out, but I think we got it. Interesting you went for the Drill Run instead of the X-Scissor. I'm pretty sure that would have done more damage, and I know from using Omega B Drill not too long ago that it takes less energy. I don't know, maybe they know they were going to lose and they just wanted to flex their moveset. Seems like something I do. So, hey. Oh, I really miscounted. That was battle number 5. And that really made the whole non-commentated video I did the other day completely pointless because I was able to showcase this team on a live stream. Kazam. So that's going to do it for this set. No one's here, but I I'm real tempted to just try to grind out the rest of the set anyway, so maybe one more, and we'll see how I feel afterwards. And I can just cut away until after I take care of this Torchic. It's kind of interesting that they decided to use the same reward pool. I guess they wanted, like, specifically like the Pidgeot, they wanted to save for the Flying Cup. So that might be the reason they recycled it. I was thinking, though, if they were going to go with a theme every single season, that they might as well commit to it. As honestly, like, personally, I think, like, this prize pool is a little less whelming, you could say underwhelming even, than the last set. It is what it is, though.